Eli.
You want
You want the truth?
You can't handle the truth!
You wanna play what? Okay. I wanna play a game. Nigga, please. Playtime's over, boy.
Hustle hard in any hustle that you pick.
I respect that.
Hey, bring the bull back on. The Drunken Monk.
Come on in, take a sip.
What up, though? Welcome to Volume 4 of The Drunken Monk, featuring your boy, Elijah X. Now, as some of you, well, all of you, realize I haven't been on in a while. I haven't been. Where's Eli? Where's the Drunken Monk? Did he fall asleep in the gutter in the alley sipping on malt liquor? Maybe. But that has not been the case. What happened is I went to my best friend's wedding up in upstate New York and ran into some transportation troubles, namely being disregarded like a piece of trash by the cab service and them not coming to pick me up from my flight back. So I had to feng shui some shit in my life and make my way back to Colorado. After that, I also had a job debacle going on, so I just switched over jobs. And in order to even make this trip up to New York for the wedding, I pawned most of my equipment. My recording equipment, sound equipment, all that shit. Everything. So I didn't have anything coming back. So I had to wait to get paid. That first check I got wasn't shit. Because it was, that first check when you start working is just doo-doo butter. That shit ain't smooth. It was just nasty and it was putrid. Then the second check I got, all that went to fucking bills. All of it went to bills. By the time I was finished paying everything, I had under $20 in my name. I've been having to fucking piece and fucking get all of this, everything put together somehow. But I'm still kicking it. And now, this upcoming check, I have what I need to do. So hooray! I'll sip to that. Today, on the Volume 4 of The Drunken Monk, I will be fucking with... Drum roll. I'll be talking about the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare beta that took place on the PS4 over this past weekend. And what I really think about it. Yeah, about that. I'll also be reviewing Don't Breathe, the movie by the producers of the most recent Evil Dead film, not to be confused with Ash vs. Evil Dead, which is currently playing on Stars. Dope. That shit is dope. If you're a horror fan, definitely go check that out. Personally recommend it. I might be doing some reviews on it soon. Alright, so Don't Breathe, movie featuring Stephen Lang. That's a horror film, obviously, if I just brought up the genre. And then we're going to cap it off with... I think I want to talk about the Lethal Weapon, the TV series currently going on, and my thoughts on it. I've seen a few episodes. So, that should tell you something right off the bat. And you know what I'm saying? We gonna do what we gonna do. You know what I'm saying? It's time for the Drunken Monk.
Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. Ground control to Major Tom. romancing countdown engines on. Check ignition and may God's love be with you.
How fucking lovely, mate. Well, it's nice that their official song for the game is fucking lovely. So I haven't been playing games much too much lately. I got Borderlands Handsome Collection recently at the behest of my friend Chelsea. Homegirl. That's my homegirl. And that shit is dope. So when I did that, I started getting a little hankering for playing shit. So I went and copped Sleeping Dogs, made by the currently or now shut down United Fronts Game Studio. It literally got shut down yesterday. It's the only reason I really mentioned it. But when I bought that game, I figured, what the fuck? Why not? $5. I'm going to drop it on this duty beta. It begins the day after my birthday. October 14th was the day it began. And if you are smart enough, you could, rewind and figure out what day my birthday is. So, Alright, so I paid the $5 at GameStop. The very first thing that was annoying is that the beta codes come on the receipt, and it's not the beta code itself. You had to take a code, go to Call of Duty Infinite Warfare site, enter it there with your info, and then I assumed they were going to email me the code, but that was not the fucking case. So I went in my emails and was checking it, scouring all that shit, spam folders, everything, for a minute. Then I went back to the fucking site, and evidently you had to go redeem the code there. And in order to do that, you had to do another fucking step that was superfluous for no reason. Excuse my anger. See, you already see how long. My experience was just terrible with this. So I did it. I got some free friend tokens I passed out, and I hope everybody received and downloaded and was able to at least get some kind of semblance of enjoyment from it. But for one thing, oh my god, dude, it took like pretty much the remainder of when I initiated the code until like the evening or the night of the following day, even to get the damn app up and running. Terrible. After that, it's your standard Call of Duty fare. The design of the game, I'll say graphically it looks good, but it's nothing different. I mean, it's nothing different for the Call of Duty franchise. Some of the maps you are on outposts on other planets. I think Frontier is the one you can literally look off the planet and see see space and shit, which is nifty, but it still looks exactly like Call of Duty. It looks like Call of Duty. So graphics are just fucking streamlined for these titles nowadays. You know what it's gonna look like. You know what to expect. They usually don't disappoint because it's usually the same thing. Boom. One tick mark in the negative. It's like, nah, that's kind of like even. It's kind of one of those tildes without a letter, you know what I'm saying? It's just floating in the wind and shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But, next, sound design. The sound design of the beta, it was okay. I mean, some people think it sounds really good, but after you play other shooters such as Battlefield and you hear the shells hitting the pavement and literally rebar getting blown out of wall and how intense that gets in the battle situation, I'll tell you, the sound design isn't anything impeccable. I mean, it sounds good. But once again, following along that same vein of the graphics, it pretty much what you expect out of standard duty fare. Shut up. Phrasing. But yeah, the sound design is, it's arbitrary. It is what it is. Now, the thing the main feel I got from the game, like overall tactile feel of the game, is it's a little slower in terms of pace than Black Ops 3. It kind of reminded me of, I would say, Call of Duty Ghost, maybe. In that respect, they're a little more hefty. There seems like there's more weight to the character in terms of their movement and stuff. So putting your sensitivities up in terms of aiming is it's a necessity. You have to do it. Yep, that's gonna happen. The Drunken Monk. But yeah, it's a little more weighty. I don't know. It seems like it's quicker, quick to kill, if you know what I mean. Like from when you start aiming and hitting somebody, it seems like it takes a short time to get it when you got the proper settings. If that makes any sense. Like if you got your gun tricked out properly, it doesn't even have to be tricked out, don't get me wrong. But if you got like a proper setup, like it'll be good money. Like you can take somebody out relatively quick. Submachine guns that I play would suck massive ball sack, hair and all. Man, I don't know. They're weapons. Let's go on that. Their weapons, I feel like, other than what I've seen in the Eraser, which is one of the special weapons, which disintegrates somebody. I mean, the disintegration portion isn't necessarily new, but in order to utilize that weapon, they actually turn it sideways. Like Cholo style. You know what I'm saying? And then the reticle like pops out on the side of the pistol. So I found that very amusing when I saw it the very, very first time. Very first time I thought it was fucking hilarious. Oh man. But I was high as fuck and I'm a doofus. So you know what that is. One thing about this beta that really killed it for me, man, is the fucking connection, bro. I mean, I don't have the best Wi-Fi connection at all. My roommate can attest to that, and if he hears this, I'm sure he's going to tell me to call CenturyLink. Ding, 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 ding. But even then, I did get my connection fixed when it first started, and it was just laggy as fuck. Like, at times it was just laggy. Like, I jump and I just die, and I didn't see anybody on the map. There's times where literally people were just running in the air. Shit, like it was bad. You know how you do that little that instant teleportation, the giggity. You know what I'm saying? You giggity, then you go, and you end up in another room. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit was ridiculous, and it just kept happening, and it just. I've shut out the game a couple times when I was playing. Like I was deep in the match, and it just all went to shit. And I was like, man, fuck that. Can't play this. Now, that wasn't every game, and I have had more than a few stable matches. And even with the stable matches, like I feel like either the hit detection isn't entirely on or proper as of yet, or something. And from what I've realized, it doesn't seem as though they have dedicated servers in the game. And maybe that's just because they figured so many people will be playing the beta that we could feed off other people's connections, which is a no-no. In this day and age, there should be dedicated servers, especially for such a huge title. But whatever. It was just finicky. It was finicky, shoddy, and fairly responsive at best, and sometimes in instances it just rubbed me the wrong way. Like I said, I actually quit a shit ton of games. Like I didn't do that in the Battlefield 1 beta. I didn't quit even when I was getting my ass whooped, and it didn't lag and jump around, and arguably, Battlefield's a much bigger title. So there's that. Shit killed me inside. The game has other than that Call of Duty Ghost feel that I referred to earlier, it also has the jump thrust and the slide motion that's present in Black Ops 3 and previously in Advanced Warfare. So there's some familiarity in terms of that. I do believe they kind of diminished a little bit more off the bar in terms of thrusting and using that little power gust or whatever the fuck it is, power thrust. But either way, like, it's more the same. It's more of the same. That's pretty much what I can tell you. They even have I don't think I just brought it up, but they have specialists. The specialists in Black Ops 3 carry over this game, but they're called rigs, and they're more customizable in a sense, but realistically it's the same concept, and Infinity Ward trying to build a little bit extra on there, because even with the one extra addition, which I don't know if it was like a secondary type item or some shit, or you can change out what type of primary weapon your rig has equipped, you still only get 2 options at any given point. And honestly, I didn't even give a fuck to use them, because I'm at the point in my shooting games where I actually just want to come home and kill the fuck out of people. Like it used to be. So I myself didn't indulge in the rigs portion. Maybe if you like that arcadey extra shit, on top of your already layers of customization, I'd go ahead, try it out. You might get a better use of it than somebody like me who just wants to play the game instead of acting all super with it. Another thing, if I remember, because I'm, hold on, let me sip to this. I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember what the last thing is, but in my opinion, this was actually probably one of the worst betas I've even played on the PlayStation 4 since I've owned one. And that's saying something. That's saying a whole lot of something, because I've played bigger titles and I've played more intensive titles, and this just wasn't cutting it for me. Like, I just passed off the control more times than not. I was just like, all right, I can do one match, and then it'll lag, it'll bug the fuck out. I get killed from when I ran across the street and nobody's over there waving at a player. It was just tough. It was rough and tumble. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. That stupid motherfucking mechanical dog perk. Whatever the fuck that is, they need to peel it back. Peel it back. That shit is cheap as hell. Literally, there's no effort into using that thing. You just get close and your body, and the person's body explodes. Literally. They just blow up. Like, there's no kind of way to defend against it. It just runs through you. It doesn't even look, I think it swipes, but it literally looks like it just runs through you. Oh my god. On a scale of A to D, well, A to F in conventional grading scales, I'm gonna give this shit a E. E for empty. This shit is derivative. It was boring. The beta did not entice me, did not inspire me to go out and buy this game. I don't even give a fuck about the Modern Warfare Remastered, which is why most people are purchasing that $80 package just to get 30 days free access to an older game. That's the system trying to game you, boy. Fuck that. On to the next one.
Guys, money's probably in there.
Who's there?
Stay right there.
How many of you are there?
Just me, man, all right? Just let me go, please. Okay, I swear to God.
You Gotta love that little in there, right? Alright, so this movie that I'm reviewing here is called Don't Breathe. It's made by Sony Pictures Entertainment. It is a horror movie. A horror movie. Now the gist of the plot is there's these three teens, one being a girl, two being male counterparts. Now the female is having family trouble. She has a little sister, and her mother is either a junkie. I'm pretty sure she's a junkie, alcoholic bitch, from what I do recall. And she wants to move to like Cali and get her little sister out of a certain certain situation, and that sounds pretty formulaic in presentation. I'm not gonna lie, it's not like I haven't seen something of this nature before. The two guys, one is like, the rough and tough leader, the little gang of thieves they are, and he also happens to be her boyfriend, and the other dude is, their accomplice, but he has a hidden thing for this girl on their squad. So that's the little weirdo love triangle. Not really too bad. It doesn't really factor deeply into the story. Thank God, because we don't go to horror films for that. And this isn't a gore porn type film. It's more intense setup, situation, kind of dramatic, plotted out adventure. This movie features Stephen Lang, and I tell you, he smashes it right now. He smashes his performance. Don't Breathe, if you watch the trailer, it's about a blind veteran, and these kids find out that he has at least $300K stashed in this house, and they figure he's blind. So, what the fuck? Let's go in there and get this cash, And the girl's trying to make her cut and run from an abusive mother. It's pretty good. It sounds like it wouldn't be anything special, but it's very tense, and you're just waiting to see what happens. And there's much more action than you would expect of a title with such a premise. But I attribute that to the producer, Fede Alvarez. Like I said earlier, he's the same homeboy who did the Evil Dead franchise, or the remake of the Evil Dead franchise that came out a couple years back. And that was damn good. So this movie, I had an expectation of it. And so these kids go in his house, and they assume he's blind, he'd be defenseless, or he wouldn't be able to, do much. But they end up being all crazy with it. The boyfriend, the leader of the gang of thieves, he's being all abrasive trying to break this lock open, and he also fucking fires a gun through a damn water bottle. I mean, first of all, the dude's blind. Obviously he has heightened senses of sound, of course. So, and he's an army vet. Like, he's not gonna know the sound of a fucking banging hammer and gun going off inside of his house, and then the lock hitting the ground and falling. So they get discovered. They get discovered in the house, and that portion of the trailer, the little scummy dude he has up against the wall, that's the captain of the crew. So he gets whacked. He gets whacked fairly early in the movie, and you think you see it in the trailer, but it is very, very entertaining to actually witness the imagery of what the blind man, how it looks when he takes care of him. It's just one instance of a scene, but I love the way the light glue in the way that it did. I won't tell you, because I would like you guys to watch this. It's not a bad film, and if you're afraid of horror movies, it's not a terribly gut wrenching or mind fuckery type ordeal. It's just like a suspense thriller. It's kind of more like a suspense thriller, I could say. But yeah, he follows these kids throughout the house. They're trying to dip and dodge him. And Prince Charming, you know, he tries his best to take care of this girl throughout the film. And then there's the twist that's also presented in the trailer. Now, I won't tell you exactly what that girl, like, it's kind of trippy. That it's a good twist, and it made it very interesting to continue on. What I do really like about the film is that the kids, they do fight. They do fight. It's not like they are kind of out of their league because they're still teenagers and whatnot, but they do resist and try to go combat this dude in ways, but it's mainly futile. It's mainly futile. Yeah, there's a decent amount of, not an overly insane amount of death in the movie, but it's definitely enough to satiate, and, you know, give you a positive view of the movie itself. It'll be worth your time. I enjoyed the shit out of it. I waited a couple weeks and watched Lights Out prior, which was in a previous volume of The Drunken Monk. And I would say this movie was better than Lights Out. I just liked it. I liked it a lot. It didn't all take place inside of that house. They eventually break out, and you do see more scenery. But, I mean, either way, that's few and far between. But they made very good use of the space. I'm certain these movies are still being made on a lower budget and turning profits like crazy. So, for what they use, the area they use, it was impeccably done. And you know the sound quality, being that he's presented as a blind man, the sound quality was very visceral. It was very intriguing. So it made you really focus, and not even in the terms of, like, you know how they have the music cues in order to tell you something bad's gonna happen? It's not even that. It's just the way that it actively presents the sounds and the atmosphere. It just keeps that tense sense, like, throughout the movie itself. So it's really good. And Stephen Lang, man, he crushes his performance. He does so well. Like, I was so happy. And yeah, I'd certainly recommend a watch for it. Even though the premise I delivered, it sounds derivative, but no, it's definitely better than most movies that are presented in such a manner. It was really good. And the young actors, they did do very well, actually. They conveyed proper emotions and stuff. Because sometimes you watch these newer horror movies and they're just like, oh, dude, like, you forgot to bring the pizza and nobody ordered it, asshole. You know, some stupid shit. But nah, these kids tried. They're very intelligent in terms of, like, you know, trying to evade the man. But that motherfucker's tough. He also has a little pal, a little Satan's helper in the movie. Who I mean, it helps add even more entertainment value to it and keeps it active in parts where you would think it may get stale. But yeah, it was really good. That little twist with the woman who pops out, it's very important to the movie, and it makes sense in terms of the storyline. So, all in all, my honest to God review of Don't Breathe, out of on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say it was probably either 7 or 7.5. I will hit on the low end because there are movies like it, but I tell you, actually no, I'm gonna give it the 7.5. Fuck that. It was better than most movies that are presented in such manner. I liked it. I would watch it again, and it would probably be one of the movies that I toss on as background noise. I've been doing that ever since I was young. So yeah, it's something that has replayability, and you could show somebody and it wouldn't be terrible. So that's my 1 and 2, the combo. I'm through, and it's on to the next one.
You ready for this? You sure? Then do me a favor. Don't miss.
rest of my life with some tube coming out of my mouth because you morons can't shoot. So let's do this together. 1, 2.
What the hell are you doing?
Martin Riggs, we're gonna make a great team. We got a DOA in Griffith Park.
Is the DOA dead?
Dead on arrival. Does it mean something different here?
No.
I just want to make sure there's no one else left for you to kill.
Just you and me.
Boom! Ah, motherfucker. And we're back for the end. Right now, you already know. You heard. We're talking that Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon, starring Damon Wayans, if I'm not mistaken. My baldy milk dud from My Wife and Kids, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man. So, people have their doubts about this series. They're just confused, and you have to give them that leeway, because that Rush Hour series that just came out not too long ago just got canceled straight out, damn near. Like, it just went bad. But they tried to replicate something without even, characters that are noticeable. And you really can't duplicate Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan. Like, that is a duo upon duos. And that's not to say Mel Gibson and Danny Glover could be replaced. But big old butt, fat ass on this screen. I really, really have been enjoying this Lethal Weapon series. Now, I won't say it's a review. This is more of my impressions on it. Thank you for the message. Yeah, I wonder what that buzz was. But, yeah, it's good. There's, as you can hear at the beginning of the segment in the, the trailer, there's that very serious tonality. And that begins very early in the first episode. There's levity in the series, of course, but Martin Riggs, the man who plays him, I'm very sorry that I don't realize the actor, or I didn't take the moment to research his name. I'll check it in a moment here, but what happens is, since I know most of you haven't taken the initiative to watch it, I'll just tell you. His wife, she's pregnant, and he's on a job taking care of something with his partner. And she is driving, her water breaks, she's on her way to the hospital, and he's ecstatic. And unbeknownst to him, on the way to the hospital, she gets hit by a tanker truck in an intersection directly in the driver's side. So she's dead. She's dead. Completely dead. He arrives at the hospital anticipating seeing his wife and newborn baby. And when he gets there, he learns that they have been, they're victims of vehicular manslaughter. And it's devastating. It's highly devastating. And to begin the series in such a manner, it was very pungent on the viewer, myself. It resonated real quick. I don't have children, nor do I have a spouse or a girlfriend for that matter. Nigga, I'm single and celibate for the foreseeable future. But man, to see that before anything in the series even took off, it was powerful. It was powerful. So that gives you a quick notion of where Martin Riggs' mind is. Now, for Murtaugh, played by Wayans, he's a retired officer I believe captain, and essentially he's going through existential health issues. He had either open heart surgery or something. It displays a big, long, cut down, vertical incision down his abdomen when he's in bed with his wife at the beginning. And he wears a monitor on his wrist to monitor his heart. So obviously it has something to do with his heart. But he's coming out of retirement because he's bored. He's fucking losing his mind sitting around the house not doing anything. He doesn't want to be around the house bullshitting when he's used to helping people and being a servant, a true servant of the community. So he goes back and he gets partnered with this man, Martin Riggs. And he's just flabbergasted, floored. I'm floored. God damn. I don't even know. I mean, it's a favor, I believe. But Martin, after such a traumatic event, shouldn't be on the force. That is mainly what the center of the focus of the show is. Now they partner up, and that portion that played at the beginning of the segment where Riggs goes into this bank where they're, you know, they got hostages. They got like 20 hostages, and he goes in there and he's like, yeah, shoot me. Don't miss, blah, blah, blah. And that instance right there, that is exactly what the show conveys. Martin Riggs is a man without anything to lose. And honestly, he has a death wish. He does have a death wish. It's addressed in, I believe, episode 2. And Murtaugh, he's not trying to die. He's just trying to be, like I said, a good servant of the community and work and bring some good upon, you know, his city. So he's partnered with this dude, and his wife, his poor wife, is always asking, like, are you sure you should be partnered with this man? He's like, we just had dinner with him. I made those ribs. You know, it is funny. Don't get me wrong. The show is funny as shit. And Wayans isn't like obnoxious funny. Not like a Kevin Hart funny, a caricature jumping out the page trying to slap you with this blatant blackout line bullshit comedy. Yes, if you haven't realized by now, I'm kind of tired of Mr. Hart. But, nah, it's actually really fucking... It's genuine. The comedy that comes forth is very genuine within the presentation of the show. But like I said, Martin Riggs, he is mostly, he's not the focus, but it's centered around his careless and recklessness in the field. I mean, he's got a psychiatrist and the whole nine. The one thing I do like about the series is that every character that is introduced, and it's not a lot, but the ones who are mainstays or, you know, present in scenes, like they help move things along. They're good. They're not like obtrusive. They're not intrusive to the storylines. They're good. Everything flows so well in the show itself. And the two play off of each other naturally. Everything feels like it should. And if Lethal Weapon was never made movie-wise, and this was an original series, I would like it a lot. And I do like it a lot. I think this shit is a good watch. And I did not think that would be possible going in. I'll tell you right now, I was skeptical as fuck. And they have pleasantly proved me wrong. I think they have something on their hands. And I think if they keep writing it well, it's actually something to keep watching. They're going to get a couple seasons out this bad boy. So, I mean, if you ever have that time period that you just like don't have anything on, or you want to check something out, you know, I'm saying go watch it. That shit is fire in its own right. And you could tell me if you agree or not, but I would say go ahead and give it a chance. So if you don't know where to watch television series, and this includes Netflix, Hulu, premieres, and things you just can't usually get a hold of, I got one, and I'm gonna say it right now. And the good thing about this site, new series when they premiere, it's typically up on the site within the hour of its premiere. So you don't have to go to Hulu for Arrow, The Flash, or whatever and wait till the following morning for it to come out. It'll be out within the hour of its air date. It's airtime. You know what I'm saying? So the site I use is watchepisodes.com. Go there and you can click the popular series tab on the top. If you don't want to go and click, even though you're going to have to click your way through the links and stuff to get a good one, this is the link where it'll take you right to most of them. It's watchepisodes.com/home/popular dash or hyphen series, and just hit that enter button. You can also search for some cool ass shit that isn't presented on that page itself. And I would suggest using Google Chrome, and make sure you get Ad Block Plus. That way you can navigate through the links without all the extra pop-ups and potentially infecting your system. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to give y'all a virus. I'm saying the Drunken Monk don't know any cures, and my ailment is served by the alcohol. Y'all know. I'm tripping. But I will catch y'all next week. Stay locked. I think I'm going to have a comic segment coming through. And I think I'm going to start reviewing this Dragon Ball Super, because it's getting good. And the good is getting when the getting is good. Signing out, the Drunken Monk. Yeah.